Hey guys, Trevor Gowan for the Estevan Motor Speedway. We're going to do another interview, except this one we're going international, across the line. I've been across the line forever. Got Brandon Beeter from Minot, North Dakota. How are you, my friend?
I'm excellent, excellent. Can't wait till spring.
Right? You got racing fever?
I'm getting closer, getting closer. I've started to set up some darn TV stuff. Winter's starting to get behind us and the weather's turning around, so can't wait till we can actually get to a racetrack.
Cool. What are you guys doing for snow down there? Has it disappeared?
We don't have any.
None.
We hardly had any all winter.
Oh no.
It's going to be a dry year. We need some moisture. We're in a pretty big drought right now, so it's going to make prepping a racetrack pretty interesting.
You're going to just have to put all the water on the track.
Yeah, hopefully the city of Minot don't turn us off. We use city water.
So you're president of the Nodak Speedway once again?
Yep, president again. This is my fifth year of being president, my seventh year of being on the board.
Wow, good for you.
Or not. Sometimes it's all fun.
But a lot of people, you burn volunteers out so quick, and it's cool to see somebody stick around for that long.
Yeah, 7 years ago when I decided to get on the board, it was kind of one of them things. I thought it was my turn, my family's turn. We'd been in racing. I started at 14 years old in 1997. Didn't do a dang thing for a racetrack anywhere throughout the United States, let alone my home track. So I thought, it's my family's turn to take over for a few years. A few turned into now going on 7, and I'm committed for an 8th year next year. So we'll see where it goes.
Now, we talked to Byron Fichter a little while ago, and he was president during the coronavirus at Estevan. What kind of struggles have you had? I know you guys went through different rules in North Dakota than we did in Saskatchewan.
Last year with the coronavirus, we actually made out really good. Because of our grandstand being so large, we were able to go 50% capacity, but if 50% capacity of 7,500 people, we didn't even come close to getting to 50% capacity. So fortunately, we were able to have regular crowds. There were some new rules in place, social distancing in lines, going to the bathroom, that kind of stuff. And the way we developed a new way to try to sell tickets, take tickets, so that way there was no interaction between people. Not everybody wore masks. Some people resisted, but for the most part, things were pretty normal. We tried to keep things as normal as we could for everybody.
That's pretty cool. What an advantage having that huge grandstand.
Yeah, one time finally, well, it's always an advantage to be on the North Dakota State Fairgrounds, but that huge grandstand, it looks so empty on Sunday nights. Well, now it'll work to our advantage. Even with 1,000 people, you look up there and go, well, there's nobody here.
Yeah, right. Where is everybody? And they're just scattered throughout. How are you guys doing for numbers on the virus now?
I stopped paying attention. They opened up North Dakota pretty much. As I told you in a Facebook message, I kind of took a Facebook hiatus for a while, tried not logging in. I just couldn't handle the drama, the political talk. It was dragging me down, and sometimes you spend too much time doing that stuff, and it ruins your attitude.
And you're back now and you're good?
Somewhat. Some people would say I still don't have a good attitude, but I'm back. I'm back on. I try to limit my social media stuff. I got 2 kids. You just seen Peyton before we got started here, and they're so busy with sports and basketball. Sometimes your phone can take over your life, and that's not what I want. I want to be with my kids wherever they are.
Pretty wise words.
Yep.
Speaking of your kids, are they going to get in behind the wheel? Is that the plan?
Peyton, my daughter, who's 15, has no interest of driving a race car. She wants to be at the racetrack. She wants to be there in a capacity that she's been doing. She helps with timing and scoring. She helps with redraws and lineups, and that's her dream. She has talked pretty openly that she wants to be the first female president at the Nodak Speedway, and I said, well, I guess we have to keep our family going in it for a while longer. It is what it is, but my son wants to race. We had plans of getting him his race car. He's only 13. We were going to get him an INEX Legend and get him going this summer. It hasn't come to fruition yet. We're still working on trying to find a car. We've had some holdups in he's got school that he has to take care of first. My parents made a rule with me. You have to have passing grades, C or better in order to drive a race car. And C is pretty easy to get nowadays. and he's lacking on some of that. So we'll get him shaped up and hopefully in a car before the summer's out.
Good thing my family never had that rule.
Yeah, it's tough as a parent because you want to give your kids as much as you can, and something like that, racing is probably more of my dream or just as big a dream for me to watch him race as it is for himself. And it's almost punishing me not letting him race right now, but we'll get him squared away. My brother will do something to get him squared away.
You know what? And you're helping him too at the same time. If he's going to bump up his grades, he's got to learn to work and focus, and that's going to help him in the future.
Yeah, and not only that, you got to work on a race car. You have to go to the shop, work on the race car, and he still doesn't have that drive. He thinks you show up on race night and you race. Because Dad and Uncle Brock have taken care of all the race cars for all these years, and he doesn't realize that there's shop time that has to go into it too.
When did you last race?
My last race, actually, I raced last fall in Hays, Kansas. The first weekend in October, I strapped into Trevor Haas's 99H hobby stock, and I wheeled around the RPM Speedway down in Hays, Kansas, did a 2-night deal. I can't even remember where I finished, 6th, 7th, somewhere along there. Had to go through, I think, a last chance race in order to even qualify. So, it is what I had to break the rust off. But before that, I think it's been a year and a half.
Oh, yeah?
That. Yeah, it's been quite a while. At Estevan Motor Speedway, I shook the rust off for a Calcutta. Byron Fichter talked me into getting behind the wheel of a car for a Calcutta up there. I think it was a couple years ago. I can't even remember when it was.
Do you miss it?
Some days. I enjoy talking. I enjoy being behind the scenes. I enjoy seeing a product out on the racetrack that fans can go home and talk about later. That's kind of my new drive to everything. And with Darn TV, I don't have time for a race car. I've gotten rid of all my race cars, all the ones that I own, and now it's all Brock. Brock has 2 race cars sitting in the shop. He owns them, and for a while he drove one of mine, and we just upgraded and sold stuff off. And I want to, but I'd rather see my kid race. That's where I'm at. I'd rather see him race, me continue to do the Darn TV stuff, and we'll go from there. I love racing. I love being at the track. That's probably where my daughter gets it from, but maybe behind the wheel every once in a while. I'm not retired. Not retired at all. If I want to steal a race car, Trevor's car, I got a couple people that have cars that said anytime you want it, you can take it.
That's pretty cool. The racing family, right?
Yep, the racing family.
Tell me about Darn TV. How did that come about?
Barry Braun was up here for the mod tour, and I said, Mr. Braun, this was about 2012 or 2013. I said, I want to learn how to do this. And I was hot and heavy into racing at that time. My brother and I were racing 50, 60 nights a year. Okay. And I said it would be really fun if we had a video crew come along and broadcast these live. My kids were younger back then. My wife was at home. And she goes, well, I get to see the results on SpeedNet or whatever, and then you give me an update, but it'd be cool if I could watch you. And so what she didn't realize is when she had said them words is I was going to volunteer her that we're doing Darn TV, and she was going to have to be the one behind the camera or helping me out behind the camera. Well, in 2015, I got my first broadcast kit from Barry after helping him. I helped him a handful of times on different events, Jamestown, the mod tour up here, different places. And in 2015, I got my first broadcast kit from him to go on my own, and after 2 nights, I realized I was still trying to race, and I wanted Jenny to do the broadcasting. I realized real quick there's a lot more to it than just holding a camera. There's the behind-the-scenes stuff that has to be done, and I hung up the steering wheel pretty fast to dive into Darn TV because people wanted it. It was pretty. It snapped out right away, big for people, and they wanted it. It's only grown. It's huge now. People expect us to be there. Before it was kind of a luxury. Now they expect us to be there.
I got to tell you, last year was probably the most beneficial having Darn TV for having that border closed. You've got all your Estevan race fans and all your Canadian race fans that have gone away, and we still get to see what's going on south of the border.
Yeah, and not only that, Byron was very helpful last year. Darn TV was able to broadcast from Estevan Motor Speedway. I had several people go, how are you doing that? And I go, well, you have friends in high places. Byron worked with the people up there that your local cable TV, however Bamboo TV, worked with them, and we hooked a cord up to the broadcast box, and boom, we shot it out to the internet, so that way I could even enjoy your guys' racing, because I love the Estevan Motor Speedway.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So you just announced the other day that the Tougher Than Dirt Tour is going on, and sad to say that our Estevan track is, unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond our control, it's out of the loop this year.
I wanted to wait longer. I didn't want to make the announcement. I wanted to do everything I could, but I've got people reaching out and asking me, I need to know where to go. I need to, racers want to know what's going on, and I respect that. So I talked to Aaron Turnbull, and I said, it is what we can't do anything about it. I'm going to announce no Estevan, but him and I had a conversation basically saying Darn TV is going to come up in conjunction with the Estevan Motor Speedway. When that border opens, we're going to put on a show. Darn TV will help boost purse. I'll do whatever it takes to get people to cross that border, come up there and put on a show at the Estevan Motor Speedway.
That's pretty awesome. We sure appreciate that.
Yeah. I miss you guys. I miss yourself. There's so many people up there that we haven't got to see I think it's going on about, if you go from the fall of, I think, 19, it would be, the last race in 2019 to now, we're at a year and a half, almost 2 years, coming up on 2 years. That's a long time not to see some friends.
Yeah, no kidding. I am so happy we have the ability to do something like this. And you were one of the first people that jumped into my mind. I'm like, well, usually I talk to you every 2 weeks, and now all of a sudden it's been forever. And, this is kind of for me as it is for the race fans of Estevan and Minot. Yeah.
This winter, Darn TV took on another challenge. We broadcasted high school basketball. I learned so much doing high school basketball here in North Dakota that I can use at Darn TV at the racetrack. I got some wireless cameras now, so we can put a wireless camera down in Victory Lane, wherever we want to put it. It's going to add so much to the show. But with that, my winter got super busy, if you can imagine. And there's a show called the Dirt Weekly that I would love to bring back. It's something that I purchased, or I own the Dirt Weekly. And it's supposed to be a show to update race fans and tell them what's going on. And you just run out of time in a day. I want to bring it back, but you just run out of time in a day. And then, something like the Dirt Weekly, we could do this every week or something to tell the fans what's going on everywhere.
Yeah.
It'll come. I have faith. I'm working with Nick Hallberg. We're gonna try to bring it back, because two minds work better together. That's who I did the basketball with, and we figured out a lot of things together on the fly that hopefully makes it easier to do stuff like this. I got OBS over on this left screen here, and I was learning how to pull your screen into my OBS, and I already figured it out. So.
You're a technology wizard, my friend.
Well, you just got to start clicking buttons, and hopefully you don't screw up what's on the main screen, so I don't kill this interview.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much. It was good to see you and good to talk to you. And with any luck, this virus disappears, the border opens up, and our world goes back to normal, and we can spend every second weekend together with you guys.
I sure hope so. I'm hoping by the end of the summer we're up there putting on an event, and I get to hang out with you guys, and maybe I'll come down to the booth and call a race or two with you, and we can have some fun and hang out. And God, I hope it comes soon.
No kidding. All right, you guys take care, and hopefully we run into you soon.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.